Level 1 Lip-Speaking Training Examination Passage. This passage will be approximately 10 minutes in length and read at 100 words per minute. Please adjust the volume to your satisfaction and sit back and make eye contact with the examiners. Ready? How to live like a millionaire. I have always been interested in how rich people have made their money. 20 years ago, I actually made a study of how people become millionaires. I surveyed the residents in a very posh neighbourhood and found something very peculiar. Many people who live in luxurious homes and drive expensive cars don't have much wealth. They may earn a fair amount of money, but they spend it all. And then I discovered something even more peculiar. Many people who do have a lot of wealth don't live in these posh areas at all. In one large metropolitan area I surveyed, I found that only half of the actual millionaires in the survey area lived in the posh, expensive parts. This survey changed my life. I was then a professor of marketing at the State University of Georgia in America. I decided to leave this work and become a writer instead. I published 3 books on affluence and became an advisor to organizations that sell products to people who are wealthy. What people do not realize is that wealth is not the same as income. If you make £1 million every year, but you spend 1 million, then you are not getting wealthier. You're just having a wonderful time. Wealth is what you accumulate, not what you spend. How do you become wealthy? There, too, most people have got it wrong. It is rarely just good luck or inheritance, or even intelligence that builds fortunes. Wealth is more often the result of hard work, perseverance, and, most of all, self-discipline. I'm not trying to say that millionaires are boring people. They may be by Hollywood standards, but they have something very exciting to teach us about money. Attitude is the greatest difference between millionaires and the rest of us. I've also learnt that the rich follow certain rules. They feel you should live below your means. The most successful accumulators of wealth spend far less than they can afford on holidays, houses, cars, and entertainment. Why? Because these things offer very little return on their investments, sometimes nothing at all. The wealthy prefer to put their money into businesses and investments. As many millionaires see it, a luxury home is a bad investment. Why pay £500,000 when you can live just as comfortably in a home costing £250,000? You can then invest the rest and earn interest. Millionaires know that when you buy a luxury house, you are buying a luxury lifestyle too. Your rates are higher. Your insurance is higher. Your services cost more. The only thing worse than a big house, say some millionaires, is the flood of problems that come with it. The rich man's attitude can be seen in the car he drives. Many drive old, unpretentious vehicles. Samuel Walton, who was the founder of an enormous chain of supermarkets, drove a pickup truck. Most millionaires measure their success by their net worth, not by their income. Instead of taking their money home, they plough as much as they can back into their businesses, shares, or other assets. Why? Because the government does not tax wealth. It taxes your income. The more income you bring home, the more government takes. The person who piles up their net worth fastest usually puts every penny he can into investments, also reinvesting the income from those investments. Those who are best at accumulating wealth are usually those who pay careful attention to their money and get professional advice. Those who spend on cars and houses tend to ignore any advice they're given. In fact, the people who don't spend money on luxurious lifestyle are just the sort of people who are prepared to pay for sound legal and financial advice. Such people are always on the lookout for new investment possibilities. The most mysterious part of wealth accumulation may be this sort of sixth sense that millionaires develop for fresh opportunities. There was an example of this in my survey. This man was actually a doctor, and he had bought a plot of land near his surgery. It was derelict, and there were apparently no plans for development. People assumed that he would, one day, build a new surgery there. But he had never actually given this as his reason for buying. When asked, he replied that it could one day be developed into something worthwhile for the community. Within 3 years, there was a brand new shopping centre over the road from his site, which was in great demand for a car park. You may ask where he got this information. He was a well-loved doctor, with what most people would describe as a marvellous bedside manner. His patients liked talking to him. We can only assume that he picked up information besides their symptoms when he was having a chat. But he was shrewd and was able to sort out the sound tips from the town gossip. Those people who are rich and have done it all on their own usually have very clear goals for their money. They may want to retire early or to leave some inheritance for their children. The goals are not always the same. They vary. But two things are always the same. 1. They have a figure in mind. For example, they may say that they want to save a certain amount by the time they are 50. And 2, they work without hesitation towards that goal. You can start developing a plan now. It doesn't matter how old you are. Ask yourself how much you want to save and by when. Then work out how much you need to save every year to achieve that goal. you will surprise yourself. If you save and accumulate wealth, rather than just spending your income, that luxury home of your dreams will not seem such a good idea after all.